punches me or something. Because I got a lot of rage pent up. I mean, it's claustrophobic level. I sit here every day. Most people want to just go play and party, and I get it. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I can't stop. All I think about is this, because all I do is just watch them run around like a group of satanic monkeys sabotaging humanity. And then they call themselves royalty. Some woman who gets paid by the state and is worth trillions of dollars and her money's a state secret. And they sued the Associated Press and won because the AP videoed them on a yacht in South America and on jet skis in public. There's not even a presumption of privacy for these people in public, but they don't care. They think they're God. Well, guess what? You're not God, whore. And by whore, I mean drunk on the blood of the innocents is what you are. All of you. I'm sick of you. All you could do to dominate us was dumb us down from birth, poison our food and water. Well, guess what? We know about it. Even in a stunned state, once you're conscious, we're going to defeat you. They want us to be like them, too. Their kids are all so inbred and so screwed up and committing suicide and on drugs. And I mean, these globalists will have like 6, 7, 8 kids trying to get one just to replace them. They can't even get a good kid out of 5 or 6 kids. You people are cursed. And you think your curses on us is going to have any effect with your chemicals and biologicals? God's going to curse you with stuff that no bunker is going to allow you to escape. Excuse me. Let's go to Josh Owens covering Bilderberg 2015 in Austria. Josh Owens, go ahead.
Hey, Alex, Josh Owens, Infowars.com. What you're talking about earlier with the cop trying to take my camera, it's on the video on the Alex Jones channel called The Police Trying to Confiscate Reporter's Camera. And when I was there, it was almost a little blip in what happened. But when I went back and rewatched the video, I realized he actually lunged for my camera. And I know he hit my hand, but I was in the moment of everything that was going on.
Look at the arrogance in his eyes and in the still image. I mean, what a joke.
Well, yeah, in that moment, he was just trying to intimidate us because as soon as I pulled the camera away, he walked off. He walked off in the back and hid behind this little corner wall and kept saying, "We did not call you. We did not call you." He was very upset that you suggested.
Exactly. We talk to you. You don't talk like Hillary. You don't talk to her. You don't look her in the eye. That's Bilderberg meeting rules. You don't look at any of their godly faces. Sorry, go ahead.
No, exactly. And I think just speaking from being in Copenhagen last year, I think that might be one of the reasons that they've back into hiding in such a secluded area is because last year we were right beside the hotel. I mean, we could smell the food they were eating. We were watching them eat. We were watching them smoke cigars. And now they've set up a perimeter to where we might see them. I'm not sure. But I think that's a big part of it.
I'm telling you, they're going to have world leaders there at a secret summit or something. Something big's going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the point, last night I was talking to a friend, and he said, the reason that the cops freak out on you guys is because you're filming them. Most reporters don't go through there and film the checkpoints. They just go through them, get through it, and everything's fine. And I was like, yeah, but don't you realize that's the point? That's the whole reason that we're here is to keep these big monolithic creatures from growing and spreading. If someone's not covering it, it just gets worse. It festers like a sore. And then it's out of control. So obviously they don't freak out on other reporters because they're not filming them. The ones that do film them, they feel threatened. And
that shows the mindset. Who are you talking to? Charlie Skelton?
No, this was just one of my friends back in.
Okay,
back home.
I want you to interview Charlie, what he went through. He's a really nice, friendly guy, and he gets harassed everywhere he goes, and he stands up to it. But then you run into other reporters who say, "Oh, well, you just ought to, not get in Bilderberg's way." As if we're the ones imposing, trying to cover this criminal organization, as if we're troublemakers. But exactly, people who are selfish-minded always think, well, why do you go to Bilderberg if you don't want to have this happen? It's this idea of just submit. No, or people say, ha, the cops rousted you, you're idiots. No, we know they're going to do that. We're there to show it's happening. I mean, it'd be like in World War II flying a bomber over Germany, and then people write letters back going, I saw newsreels of you getting shot at. You're an idiot. As if you didn't know you were going to get shot at. You're there to draw fire, to show what's going on. Everything is military on the planet. Business, life, everything. And this all, that's what InfoWar is about, is that we've got to show people what they've got growing under the surface. You walk in somebody's house, they go, I don't have roaches. You go, you mind if I pull this plank off the wall by your stove? Pull it off, there's like 5,000 roaches. You got roaches. We're there showing the roaches. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and people act like it's outrageous or absurd what we do when we cover the police being authoritarian. But, you know, the big secret is that everyone right now listening to this, you can pull your phone out and hold it like this, and that's about the extent of it. It's not hard to do. It's not difficult. People either say that it's so heroic to do it or that it's idiotic to do it and it's absurd. And the fact of the matter is that we've been harassed from the second we got here when we started ascending the mountain to yesterday. And then we went to the police station yesterday. We went back to the checkpoint, filled them for the third time. And today we breezed through no problem. So the proof is in the pudding. It's right there. People can see it for themselves. If you sit back and you allow this to grow, then it's going to grow, and then it's going to get to the point where it's going to affect you, and you're going to wish you had done something before it got to that point.
Nation of sheep will be ruled by wolves, Thomas Jefferson. What doesn't the public get? Don't act like prisoners. Don't act like perps. The public in general acts like criminals in front of the police and all scared, and the cops act accordingly. I've noticed if you just smile at the cops, wave at them, come over and talk to them, most of the time they'll be eaten out of your hand. They're so used to the public hating them, they now hate the public. That's what George Soros and the globalists have set up. They brag about it. They are setting up where we're all fighting with each other locally instead of taking our counties and cities back, putting police forces in like we want, and taking our world back. That's how we're going to do it. We're the winners. We're the good guys. We're out promoting freedom. And we're not ashamed of it. That's the key, is stop acting like you're ashamed of this. Be bold, folks. Be bold in the face of this scum. The only hope we've got is going in hard against these people. 110%. And let me tell you, every time we take action, we have victory. That's what's so frustrating, is people don't know how powerful good men are and how powerful good women are.
Absolutely, and the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, you're going to wish you had done it. You're going to wish that you had stood up before it got to the point where you couldn't, because history proves that when it gets to that point, you're going to be begging that you could get that time back. And I just don't think people realize it because people aren't paying attention.
Anything else you want to add? If we're going to go to break, I'm going to come back and hit economic news and shift gears, and Gerald Celente joining us. Anything else that needs to be added? What are you planning next?
Tomorrow we have a lot of stuff planned. The meeting hasn't started yet. So tomorrow the meeting starts, and hopefully we'll get to see the face of evil up close.
All right. Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job. God bless you. Folks are praying for you. Josh Owens, Paul Watson, and, of course, Rob Dew reporting from Austria. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll continue to watch and monitor their Twitter feeds at Real Alex Jones. Continue to monitor everything that's happening, and if something big happens, we'll go live on the Ustream, post the video to Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Sometimes during Bilderberg, Infowars gets attacked and taken down, even though that's very sophisticated to do. They have to actually get into the control servers to do it, and we've got some of the best companies and individuals and hackers out there keeping the sites up. The attacks are pretty much continual, but if Infowars goes down, then there's things like Prison Planet. That's why we have other websites as backups. Because really all Infowars and Prison Planet are is launch points, so third-party groups like Facebook, Twitter, and others can't censor us when we launch. And that's something everybody else should do, is spread the word about this broadcast, but also shoot your own videos or take other videos, edit them together with info you think is important, and post it. We need more people firing on the globalist in the info war, and just never stop. And we're going to go up over the top on these people, and we're going to look down. They're going to be defeated. They're going to be Nuremberg trials, and they're going to get taken up to the gallows. We're going to hang them high. And, you know, the allegory is the Bilderberg Group. This evil succubus attached to humanity that is just involved in so much horrible stuff. I mean, just Henry Kissinger. Zbigniew Brzezinski wrote in one of his books, I forget which one, I've read like 5 books he wrote. You can pull the quotes up online where he said, yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that of what the Khmer Rouge did. And, you know, the best part is I manipulated them into killing everybody. I didn't kill them myself, so I'm innocent. It's like this weird, sick, of course, he's saying he's behind it, but then bragging to the elite how he did it and protected himself. They're all about not getting the blame, that's why they have boards and globalist groups and international laws, and no one knows exactly who did it or how it happened, so no one gets the blame. We're not fighting Napoleon or Hitler, where we can see them. We're just fighting big swarms of corporate con artists who are run by eugenicists at the top. I'm just going to go over this with Gerald Celente. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the west coast of North America to be slammed by 2016 with 80% as much Fukushima radiation as Japan. Clearing your browser history can be deemed destruction of justice in the U.S. It's just, I think what's really getting to me is, like I said earlier, it's out in the open now. I mean, I knew this stuff before. You knew this stuff, but now they're titrating the dose. That's where you give somebody poison at small amounts and build it up till they develop an immunity or resistance to it, become tolerant. And they've just built the poison level up so high where now, I mean, they could start barbecuing children on the White House lawn. I mean, maybe that would wake people up. Like the New York Times a few years ago. Paul Watson's like, look at this. They admit in the New York Times the UN rounds up the African villagers and kills them to create a carbon sink so they can build a factory nearby. This is good news is coming out. And I said, and Paul's as smart as I am or smarter, but I said, Paul, they're putting it in the paper to condition you to accept it. That, oh, yeah, the UN just lines up people and murders them, but they're liberal, so it's okay. To pay off one of his alleged molestation victims. Now, you look at those laws, they can be applied towards scumbags. But they're generally applied against innocent people, and that's come out in the news. They just had hearings 3 months ago in Congress about the IRS targeting hundreds of thousands of innocent people a year, just grabbing their bank accounts, you name it, if they made small withdrawals or lots of small deposits, even though they could say each deposit was from the cash of the day, from the restaurant. Now, there's no law there. There's just a regulation they can interpret. And we know the Boston bombing is as phony as a leprechaun from Pluto riding a rainbow pony unicorn drawn by 14 Santa Clauses on a sleigh of unobtainium with a beautiful Hillary Clinton jumping over the moon, playing tiddlywinks. It's just as nonsensical, it's pure bull. Well, look at this story out of CBS News that I've been mentioning. Clearing your browser history can be deemed obstruction of justice in the U.S. Next week, a 24-year-old man who knew Boston bombing, marathon bombers, is scheduled to appear in U.S. federal court for sentencing on obstruction of justice charges related to 2013 attacks. And they're arguing it's because he erased his browser history. I mean, I erase my browser history every time I go buy something, which I order groceries online sometimes, clothes. I don't like shopping, obviously. Got to take my daughter shopping sometimes. I'll go get my son a new tennis racket or whatever, but fishing poles or shotgun shells. But I tend to buy stuff online now, as most people do. And are they going to come bust me and argue I erase my browser? I'm covering something up? And I can't pronounce this guy's name. Karulzahan Matonova, a former taxi driver, did not participate in any of or have any knowledge of the bombings, according to U.S. authorities. What could land him in 20 years in prison was he has since been his arrest are the charges that he deleted video files from his computer and cleared his browser history in the days following the attacks. A grand jury indictment issued May 29th, 2014 states that he deleted a large amount of information from his Google Chrome internet cache following the bombing, including references to the video of the suspect bombers, which they went and got from Google anyways. 2 of the photographs of the bombers released approximately the same time, and a photograph of Officer Sean Collier, who had been allegedly killed. I mean, this is just sick how they're going after all these innocent people to shut them up because they all know it's phony. I mean, guys, let me tell you, the older brother was in the CIA. He was at Georgetown in CIA-funded projects openly, connected to radicalizing the jihad in the Caucasus. And the Russians blew his cover 2 years before. The FBI got caught lying about that. They've killed his friends, executed them, shot them.